Welcome back to the Breakfast with Tedflix podcast. We're actually giving 10 reasons as to why House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 4, The Red Dragon and the Gold, can actually be considered a Christmas in July special. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Perhaps you might place a feather pillow over his head and speed along your inheritance.
Stop it. Get some help.
The first reason as to why this could be considered a Christmas in July special is because Damon is literally stuck in the movie A Christmas Carol. Damon is essentially the Ebenezer Scrooge who's being shown the error of his ways through the three ghosts that visit him. The ghost of Christmas past, present, and future. And the ghost of Christmas past, in Damon's case, is his past wife, Lena. And he sees his past wife, Lena, surely because he feels guilty for letting her die. And the ghost of Damon's present would be Rira because she's his wife at the present moment, and she's who he's currently dealing with this conflict of, oh, you're set on destroying me and taking your inheritance, and you're mad because I have the claim and you don't. Then the ghost of Damon's future is this Aemond figure who he tracks down and follows, but then ultimately it's not Aemond who's his future enemy, it's himself. So I think that's super interesting, and we'll see how that unfolds in the episodes to come. I mean, the fact that Damon has ghosts of his past, present, and future all in this episode, I mean, it's clear as day. Damon is stuck in the movie A Christmas Carol, so it's a Christmas special. Boom. Coming in at our second reason as to why this is a Christmas special in July is because when we see our first shot at the castle at Rook's Rest, it shows trees getting chopped down. This happens about halfway through the episode. We see the castle at Rook's Rest, and then all of a sudden, boom, trees start getting chopped down. It's almost like they're getting a Christmas tree ready. Coincidence? I think not. I mean, I am aware that it's not the strongest piece of evidence, but you gotta admit it's kind of random. After this long shot of the castle, there's just a tree that falls and they're cutting down another tree, and there's another shot of them chopping down a tree. It's like, what are they doing? I mean, they must be just setting up Christmas trees because they know the rest of this episode is gonna be lit like a Christmas tree. But coming up next in our third reason why this could be a Christmas special in July is because Rhaenyra essentially becomes Reindeera, or a metaphor for Rudolph. Did I really just say Reindeera? Well, hear me out, because this one actually is kind of fire. No pun intended. At Rhaenyra's council, Jace says we need to send a dragon. So Rhaenyra says, you know what? I'll go. And everyone's like, hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right. Obviously, Jace is totally against this. He says, you're not going. And then he says this.
If you die, all is lost.
And so that made me think, if you're lost, you need a guide. Christmas themes. Won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Rhaenyra is Rudolph, because Santa needed Rudolph to guide their sleigh through a winter storm. And hold up, let me cook. And who else in the show is under the threat of a looming winter storm? Oh yeah, that's right, the realm. At least according to Aegon the Conqueror's dream that Viserys told Rhaenyra, she literally is the Rudolph of the show because she has to unite the realm against the cold and the dark, or else, like Jay says, all is lost. Boom. Either A, you think I'm Mrs. Incredible because I'm making the biggest stretches of all time, or B, I'm spot on the money, and Rhaenyra is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeera. And guys, let me tell you, I'd let her guide my sleigh any night.
What do you mean by that?
But coming up next, our fourth reason why this is a Christmas special actually happens when Rhaenyra is telling Jace the prophecy of A Song of Ice and Fire. The way she was reading it to him as it was showing the dragons going to battle, it just gave me a vibe of how a mother would tell their child the classic bedtime story was the night before Christmas. Except the way she read it to him was like this. Was the night before Christmas, and all through the house of the dragon, not another one of my sons is leaving Dragonstone, not even your little mouse voice, Jace. Sit down. You're not going anywhere, bud. I get it, that one might be kind of a stretch, but hey, we're having fun with this, okay? She's reading pretty much a bedtime story, and what's a bedtime story? Oh, 'twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house of the dragon. I mean, it's right there, guys. It's right there. Coming in at our 5th reason as to why this is a Christmas special, it actually has to do with the fact that Targaryens are more similar to Santa than you might think. Now, what could Targaryens have in common with the big, fat, jolly man himself, Santa Claus? Well, let's think about it. Targaryens also have white hair. They also fly through the sky on something that sleighs. White hair, flying, sleigh. I mean, that might be a huge coincidence, or I'm just connecting the dots here. Targaryens give off big Santa Claus vibes. Gotta admit. So that's gotta be our number 5 reason. But coming up next, our 6th reason why this is a Christmas special is because of what ends up happening to Aegon. So it's during the dragon fight when Aegon's on Sunfire and Rhaenys is on Meleys, and they're fighting, but then all of a sudden, Aemon shows up out of nowhere to save the day and help out Aegon, and Aegon's like, thank goodness. But then, guess what? Aemon's got his own plan. He says Dracarys, and what happens to Aegon? He ends up getting lit up like a Christmas tree. I mean, dude is toast. But coming up next at our number 7 reason, it has to go to the fact that the main dragon fight is literally red versus green, or Christmas colors. And I mean, the fact that we're actually finally getting dragon on dragon fights, I mean, that alone is a Christmas gift in itself. And they just happen to be Christmas colors. It's almost like it's an intentional Christmas gift in July to us as fans. I mean, you could even throw Aegon's dragon in there, the gold one as well. There's a gold star on a Christmas tree. They're all Christmas colored dragons fighting it out in July. I don't know, it's not a coincidence to me. This is definitely a Christmas special. But up next, our 8th reason actually happens when Cole goes unconscious after Vhagar and Aemon crash down to the battleground. It's right here when Criston Cole is on horseback cooking, but then Vhagar, boom, hits the ground, and then all of a sudden, all the soldiers get knocked down, and then Criston Cole gets knocked off his horse, boom, hits the ground hard, goes night-night. And then there's actually a deleted scene of Aemon and Vhagar looking down at Criston Cole, and they say this.
Should I tell him or you? Let's both tell him.
You got knocked the fuck out, bitch!
Obviously, that's from the iconic Christmas movie, Friday After Next. I mean, as soon as I saw Criston Cole go night-night, I just thought, you got knocked the fuck out. So that's gotta be the number 8 spot. But after that, we come to the number 9 reason, which actually has to do with Rhaenys and her dragon. I mean, who doesn't love Rhaenys and her dragon Meleys? I mean, they would make such a killer duo when it comes to Christmas caroling. Like, I could definitely see Meleys belting out a fire Feliz Navidad. But unfortunately, Meleys can't sing Feliz Navidad because Meleys Navidad. Oh, guys, sorry. Is that too soon? I'm sorry. I don't mean any disrespect. R.I.P. for the Red Queen, Meleys, and the Queen who never was, Rhaenys. I mean, you guys are both legends, but I'm just pissed that I won't hear Meleys Navidad, because Meleys Navidad. RIP. But guys, we've come to it at long last, the 10th reason why this is a Christmas in July special episode. It has to do with the end of the episode and with Aemond. So it's at the end of the episode, Sir Criston goes up the hill, and we see all Aemond wants for Christmas is to kill his brother. But instead of getting what he wants, he gets stuck with Cole. But let me tell you, this Cole isn't going to be stuffing any stockings anytime soon. You know what I mean. Alicent's not letting that Cole anywhere near her stocking. And that is the final Christmas reference in the episode up until the very end. But just in case you guys think 1 or 2 of my reasons are totally bogus, I actually have a bonus reason why this is a Christmas special. That's because George R.R. Martin, the author, looks like Santa Claus. Could you tell me who was who here? You guys tell me? I mean, the similarities are scary. How do we know that George R.R. Martin isn't Santa? I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, being cooped up in the North Pole all these years, he's bound to write some graphic books. I get it. So yeah, that's going to round out our list, guys. I do these House of the Dragon recaps every single week. So you want to stay tuned for those? Make sure to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to chill out and trust in the one who's above. He's got your back when no one else does. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace out.